Hello everybody and welcome to Cell Biology. I am Dr. Johansson. Unfortunately, they don't show me where I'm looking, so I have no idea if I'm really looking at you or looking at the lights or... Anyways, it's always weird to record videos online. And don't worry, most of the videos you don't have to see me, but I thought for the intro and the syllabus video I would show my face for this semester. So this video is to go through the syllabus. I hope you take time to watch it and read the syllabus. Remember that the syllabus is the contract between you and me for the class, and so I want to explain how things are going to work in this class. The other intro video that you'll see on the home page walks you through Canvas and talks a little bit more about maneuvering through the course on Canvas. So this is Cell Biology Online. I know there is a huge wait list for this class. There always is. There is a face-to-face class offered this spring semester with Dr. Charlesworth, and I believe there's still seats available. And if you don't get in or choose, you would rather do this over the summer, this exact same class, just modified dates, will be offered this summer by me through UCD. So you have a couple choices to complete this requirement. All right, so let's go through this syllabus. Kind of strange here. All right, well, and luckily you don't have me face-to-face because you would find that I'm technically challenged, as you will see on many of my videos. All right. So the best way to contact me is through email, which obviously makes sense for an online class, but also I tell my face-to-face students. I look at email all the time. I always respond within 24 hours, sometimes a little longer on weekends or if my kids have something going on. But if you don't hear from me, please send the email again. You can send it through Canvas. You can send it from your UCD email to my UCD email. Just please put something like cell biology class or biology 3611, which is our class. I don't know why it does that. Well, I wonder if I could put this somewhere else. Our class, sorry. See if I can get out of this. What was I saying? Anyways, one, I want to know that it's a student of mine, so I promptly respond to the email. Two, I need to know what class you're in. No, it's just going to be the same thing. All right, whatever. Because I am teaching 3 different classes, and sometimes students go, when's the quiz due? And I'm like, what class are you in? You know, there's 60 students in this class. I've got 24-ish in Intro to Biotech and 24-ish in Virology. So not a huge load, but enough that for a while it will take me time to know everybody's names. Okay, so send me an email when you need to get a hold of me. You are absolutely welcome to come into office hours. I have very limited office hours this semester, partly because I'm only teaching on campus 2 days a week, partly because most 4,000 level classes and online students don't come to see me. But I am absolutely available by appointment. So if office hours can't work into your schedule and you want to come and talk, send me an email. Let's see if we can find a mutually agreeable time to meet. If my door is open at other times, feel free to stop by. I always close my door when I don't want to be bugged, and I love to talk to students. So find me in the Science Building 2073. I'm down this teeny little hallway near the main biology office, if you know where that is. All right, so textbook. Becker's World of the Cell. Like I said, I can't see exactly where this camera, I don't know why it doesn't show me, but maybe it does. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it. All right, so here's the cover. I have a 3-hole punch version. So this is Becker's World of the Cell 9th edition. This is the one that I'm using as far as the resource for this class. So I've read through these chapters, I've written chapter objectives corresponding to them, I've written quizzes corresponding to them. There also is, let's see if I got this, an 8th edition. Not much difference, a lot cheaper, although the 9th edition is coming down in price since it's been around for a few years. So you can use either one, and you will see on the, oh, and then that's on your screen. Okay, you'll see on the class schedule both 9th edition and 8th edition information. All right. Some students that have used the 8th edition said there were some things on chapter objectives that weren't found in the 8th edition. You know, talk to me if you have questions, Google things. I have not strictly compared the two. Okay. Communication. I will send an announcement stating that this class is open. I will also send you an email through the class list telling you hopefully you got both. So if you did not get the announcement from Canvas, make sure you set the settings so that you can get that to whatever email you look at. I don't know how to do that. You got to talk to CU Online. You can always check Canvas and look for announcements, but understand that I hold you accountable for everything I post on Canvas, whether it's home pages, whether it's announcements, okay? I'm trying to get better at titling my announcements very specifically so that you can go back and reference them. But, you know, it starts to drive you crazy when you've got 5, 6, 7 students going, when is that? When is this? What did you know? So check through the announcements for additional information as we go through this semester. Like I said, make sure you tell me what class you're in, write in a professional manner, watch tone. I know that sometimes I will do really quick replies, like, yes, you're right, when students ask a question or something, and that has come off as kind of not a positive feeling from the students, so I'm trying to get better with tone as well. So let's just treat each other with that mutual respect that we would do in a face-to-face class as well. Let's see. Okay, how do you know what to study? There are learning objectives for every chapter. I highly, highly suggest you go through these, you take notes on them, whether it's from my lecture videos and or from the textbook, okay? I take the learning objectives and I have written quizzes and exams that cover the learning objectives. So they should go hand in hand with your studying. So how do you earn that grade you want to earn in this class? So you have lots of stuff to do every week. One of the rules of teaching online is to keep the students with things to do so that you don't get lost and far behind. So if you look at our schedule, we've got usually a couple things to do every week, okay? The nice thing about online is you have the flexibility to turn them in early, and you can, do them at 1 o'clock in the morning if that's what suits you. But you do have 14 chapter quizzes, okay, so basically 1 a week. You get to draw up the lowest 2. You have 5 homework assignments. You get to drop the lowest 1. You have 4 unit exams and a cumulative final. Okay, this all adds up to 100%. I know sometimes it's weird with percentages, but what I want you to understand is that every quiz counts the same. Whether it's 20 points or 15 points or 30 points, it all gets scored to 2%. Okay, so you don't have to worry like, I forgot to do a 30-point quiz. It doesn't matter. It counts the same as any other dropped quiz. Okay. You do have an opportunity for extra credit. This is where you post in the discussion and introduce yourself to me and the class. So Here's where you earn points. Yes, exams are heavy in this course. Lots of quizzes. Okay. Remember that you're taking this online, and for me, my personal rule is that you can have open book and you can have open notes. And you will see some chapters I say, hey, here's a chart, fill it out, have it with you for the quiz. Okay. The quizzes are fairly detail oriented based on the chapter objectives. That's partly because they're multiple choice, and I honestly have a hard time writing really great thought-provoking multiple choice questions. You do have short answers where you explain things more, but because this is so detail heavy, I understand that you will have, and I allow you to have some notes in front of you. So those words that you just can't remember, those pathways that you want to be sure of, have those with you. You don't have a lot of time. All the quizzes are timed and exams are timed. You don't have a lot of time to look up answers, but you do have that kind of security for you. Your grades at the end of the semester will be determined by this scale here. Yes, if you get a 79.99, you have earned a C+ in class. I've given you a chance for 2% extra credit. That means if you ended up with a 78 in the class and you did the introduce yourself this first couple weeks of class, you would be bumped up to an 80%. Pretty dang generous for a very easy assignment. Therefore, I do not round up. You get the grade that you earned based on your points and percentages. Obviously, we don't have an attendance policy, but this, as you read it, says participate in the class. That's how you're going to learn the information. So we will have opportunities for you to post questions, and you can obviously always ask me for questions. The homework tries to get you to engage with the material a little bit more than just the learning objectives. So even though this is an online class, take advantage of the 60 other students, or 59, with you and me as your teacher to get the help you need to talk about the material in this class just like you would do at a face-to-face class. All due dates are at 11:59 p.m. So make sure you have things done on time. Sometimes you turn something in at 11:59 and it says late. Don't worry about it. I always look at the time, but I wouldn't leave things to the last minute. You have everything that is due on the lecture schedule. Plan accordingly. You know when stuff is due. You have chapter quizzes every week. You have Wednesday through Sunday to do them. Okay, they're usually about a half an hour. So if you're one of those people who wants to get things done early in the week, you can take that quiz as early as Wednesday at 12:05 a.m. If you're someone who's got a busy week schedule and you want to do it Sunday, you have till midnight Sunday. So I'm giving you the flexibility each week to get these requirements done. So one thing, okay, so your quizzes will have multiple choice and check all that apply. So I will always tell you, okay, there's 3 correct answers, or there's 2 correct answers, or there's 4 correct answers. The way Canvas grades check all that you can apply is it takes that score, however many points they're worth, divides it by how many correct answers, and you get that partial credit for every correct answer. But for every incorrect answer, you lose points. Okay? I know it's frustrating. I'm telling you from the start how it happens. This is to discourage guessing. Okay? Multiple choice, you get it wrong, you just don't get any points. Students get upset sometimes because there will be a choose 3. They'll choose 3, 2 are correct, but they really only get kind of credit for 1 because they get credit for 2, and then the incorrect one cancels out one of the correct ones. So the math is explained here a little bit better. Understand how that happens. I suggest if you're confident with 2 answers, you're not sure on the third, don't guess. Okay? After the quizzes are done on Sunday at midnight, Monday morning through when? Through, I think, Wednesday? I need to check. Sorry. Let me just see how I set it up. Maybe it's Monday through I don't know. I'll have to look at the other video. Yeah, it must be Monday through Sunday. You can look at that last week's quiz. You can see the answers, okay? They're not open all semester. The reason is I firmly believe that you need to self-check as you go, okay? So look over your answers, figure out what you got wrong, why you got it wrong. If you don't know, you can send me an email or you can come talk to me. But I'm not going to leave that up because there's no point. You should understand what you've got wrong, understand what you got right, and then move on to the next material. If you miss a quiz for any reason, that counts as a 0. The first 2 count as you're dropped. So that means I forgot, I had I don't know, out of town, my computer crashed. I can't deal with technical difficulties from 60 different students, okay? So make sure you have reliable internet. Make sure you're in a place where you can sit for those 30, 35 minutes, however long the quiz is or the exam, and take it that whole time. If you have a computer issue, you can contact CU online, but I can only take the grade that Canvas gives me. So I can't go, oh, let me reopen it for you. Okay, it's up to you to make sure you're ready to take that quiz. There are homework assignments, 5, so basically 2 for unit 2, 1 for unit 3, and 2 for unit 4. Yes. Anyways, they're on your schedule. You can work in a group of up to 3 people, or you can work alone, or you can work with a partner. The other video shows you how to, or talks about making homework groups. You have to get this figured out by February 3rd. I can definitely help you find homework partners if you need, or you can post. There's a discussion already set up. But this is up to you, and this is up to you to be adults, okay? Don't partner with someone that you think might flake out on you, okay? I don't want to deal with these kinds of issues. I highly suggest, and I think it's in here, and I'll just summarize, that you don't say, okay, you do 1 through 2, you do 3 and 4, I'll do 5 and 6. Okay? You can do that. Makes the workload less, but then you're counting on those people to get the correct answers for the other questions. Okay? I would view this more as a collaborative effort, in that, okay, maybe you're going to focus on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, but we're going to get this all done Thursday before the deadline so that we can all look over, and even though you're only technically doing 5 and 6, you've made some notes on 1, 2, 3, 4, because you will see these concepts on your unit exams. If your partners write incorrect answers and those are the questions graded and you get a crappy grade, not my issue. Okay, so I really encourage you to use your homework partners as a collaborative versus a just splitting up the work and assuming everybody's going to get it done at the deadline and correct answers. So that's kind of this thing down here. I highly suggest you work with partners because the homework really pushes you to apply the concepts instead of just all this memorization. And students have found and given me feedback that's really helpful to have someone help them figure out the answers. So I encourage homework groups. I just encourage you to work as a group, not as 2, 3 separate individuals shoving everything together at the last minute. All homework submissions go through Turnitin, which is a plagiarism checker. If you turn in your homework, say it's homeworks are due, let's say Wednesday. Sorry, I didn't give a good example before. Homeworks are due Wednesday. So say you turn it in Tuesday, early, or Wednesday morning. Turn it in. Sometimes takes an hour or two to go through and process it, and it will give you this little flag. And I show you that on another video. If it says you have a bunch of plagiarism and there are some sentences that somebody from your group has copied, fix it, resubmit. Okay? If you don't, and I determine it as plagiarism, everybody in the group will be charged with plagiarism. And I have somewhere down here, academic integrity, a 2-strike rule. First time you are caught cheating or violating academic integrity with plagiarism, you get a 0 on that assignment, and I notify you it's a 1 strike. The second time, you earn an F in the class. That means you cannot drop the class through any of these withdrawal methods. We've already worked that out with the dean's office. You'll be turned into CLAS ethics. You will be given a formal note of the plagiarism charge. Yes, you can absolutely appeal, but I don't take plagiarism charges lightly. But even if it is a sentence, I will charge you with plagiarism. There is nothing you need to copy in homework. Write it all in your own words, okay? Zero tolerance. And unfortunately, about every semester, I have to fail someone due to academic dishonesty. There's no, I didn't know, I thought this was okay. None of that. If you're not sure what constitutes plagiarism, go to the resources I've linked to, talk to me. The worst thing that people do is they copy bits from some outside source and they go, okay, I'm going to change this into my own words later. And they forget to, or they don't change it enough. Don't do that. Don't ever type somebody else's words. Take some notes on a piece of paper. Then formulate your answers. Or get some outside resources that you want to help you answer the question. Close it. Take some notes. Don't look at that original source and type your answers. Okay? Plagiarism is pretty blatant. You are literally copying and pasting, whether it's looking at something and writing it or physically copying and pasting it. And it's wrong, and you will be punished for it. You also cannot post my questions to things like Chegg. So a few semesters ago, I had a pair of students who kept posting the questions to Chegg. Chegg would give them the answers. They'd copy and paste the answers. Came up as plagiarism. Okay, you are basically asking someone else to do your homework. That is cheating. All right. These questions are also my intellectual property. And Chegg is actually one of the sources, I don't know, one of the places I've talked to, and they will tell me who submitted the question, who's using that resource. They will take down those questions and answers. They do not promote academic dishonesty either. So please, it's better to get a 0 or a crappy grade on something like a homework than to cheat. Okay, that's my help with homework. What I prefer you to do is to post a question on a discussion board for the class, and I will answer, or your fellow students will answer. The reason for this is I can get bombarded like, I don't know how to do this question, blah, 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 is this right? Okay, first of all, I'm not going to read your answers and tell you if it's right or wrong. Second of all, I'm happy to help, but normally in a face-to-face class, we would deal with this in class, right? And I could explain to everybody. So what I want you to do is post it on a discussion, and then I will answer it, and then everybody can see that answer. and I don't have to answer 60 individual emails. Okay? So sometimes if you send me an email that says, is da-da-da-da question 2 and homework 4, I will say, go post it in the discussion. I'll be happy to answer it there. Don't be offended. This is my policy, and this is to help everybody in the class with those kinds of questions. All right, so you have quizzes, weekly quizzes. You have homework covering chapter concepts. You have unit exams, okay? So they're covering the chapters in that unit, and if you look at the schedule, it says Unit 22222 down one column, and it tells you all the chapters in there, okay? So you should know what chapters are in each unit. There are no dropped exams. Unit exams will be a combination of multiple choice and check all that apply. Unit exams will cover the chapters for that unit as well as homework type question. Okay, so I'm having, hold on, I'm just looking at my schedule on my bulletin board. Yes, I'm having homework due on a Wednesday. Some are kind of like after we kind of technically complete the unit. Your unit exam for that unit will not open up till that Wednesday. And that Wednesday night, I will post answers. So you can always take the unit exam Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday after you've seen the answers to the homework questions to make sure you are on the right page with those so you understand that information correctly. Take a look at the schedule. I know it seems crazy. I'm looking at it right now. There are some weeks with 3 things due: a unit exam, a chapter quiz, and homework. Plan accordingly. You know all the dates as soon as you get into Canvas. Final exam will be cumulative, 12% of your final grade. I will give you a study guide for this. So we also have, just double checking, I give you a whole week to take your final unit exam, review for the final. So you have time to excel in this class. Quizzes and exams are taken individually. So you can use notes and books and stuff like that, but don't use other people. Don't open other browsers. Sometimes Canvas flags quizzes or exams if someone goes and opens because they think you're Googling it. So don't do that. Quizzes and exams have time limits. So the time limits have been used for many semesters. They are reasonable if you know your stuff. But you will not be able to look up all the answers. Okay. I know, we're almost done. Introduce yourself extra credit. Okay, this is the only extra credit you have in this class as of right now. Here's what you need to do. This needs to be completed by February 3rd. You have to have a profile with some kind of picture of you or something that's important to you. You post what's been your favorite biology class, what do you want to do with your degree, and a fun fact about you. Okay, this is all or none. If you don't do the whole thing, you get no extra credit. All right, not hard, do it. All right, technology, online class. You got to have a reliable computer and high-speed internet. Highly suggest you save homework documents as PDF files. Especially when you're cutting and pasting pictures that you're going to be drawing into your homework. It sometimes Word uploads and it goes wonky. Highly suggest you always look at what you uploaded. I can only grade what I receive. So if you send me if you upload a file that has half the image cut off, your issue, not mine, right? So check it out. You can't make a document and scan it in and save it as a PDF. You'll get a gray box and turn it in. It says it cannot basically read it, and I will not grade those. So please turn your assignments in early. check the Turnitin score, make sure you haven't plagiarized, and make sure you get some other color than gray so that I can award you points for your correct answers. I've talked about learning chapter objectives. This is your study guide for each chapter, each unit exam. This guides you through the material. I've already mentioned you're responsible, I think, for everything posted on Canvas. I make new homepages every Sunday. I send out announcements frequently. Make sure you read them all. Okay, you can always find them on the Canvas site. I have recorded online lectures that I try to actually cover most of the chapter objectives. So I suggest you might want to watch the videos, take some notes, read the textbook, answer the objectives. Some people like to do it the other way, but most people don't love reading textbooks. So it's up to you, but I do have lectures just like it was a face-to-face class. Canvas is in weekly modules. You see that on the other video. If there is a religious observance dates coming up in this semester, and that's going to interfere with you turning things in, you need to contact me as soon as possible. Because I give you wide windows to turn things in, this should not be an issue for the online classes. Regrades have to take place within 7 calendar days following the posting of the grade. Please read this information. It's a little bit about FERPA. We've talked about academic integrity and Turnitin. Please tell me if there are issues you are having with this class. Okay? I am here to facilitate your learning. So I want everyone to feel comfortable and have access to everything they need for this class. If you have special needs accommodations, you need to let me know. For this online class, usually it's just extended time on quizzes or exams. Because you have the dates early, I don't do extensions on homework and things like that. So we can talk on a one-to-one basis. Campus closure, if you're hoping for a snow day, unfortunately that doesn't affect online classes. There's an incomplete grade policy, a grievance policy, and if you're thinking about a letter of recommendation, here are my requirements. Some of you I already know from other classes, some of you I don't. It is important for you to make personal connections with your professors. I'm a pretty nice person, you know? Come talk to me. Come chat with me. I will not write you letters if you haven't put the time in for you and me to get to know each other. So, if you're thinking about that, might be in the future, you might want a letter of recommendation, let's get to know each other face to face. And then there's the site for student services and calendar, which I've also posted, I think, on Canvas. All right, I am done rambling. Please ask me if you have questions on the syllabus, and have a great semester. All right, bye.